You ever notice how every time you search how to build wealth, real estate shows up like that one kid who always had the answers? You might also heard the stat that 90% of millionaires made their money in real estate. Sounds dramatic, right? But is it hype? Or is there April fire behind that smoke? Let's cut the noise and get to the real. Yes, it is true that 90% of millionaires have real estate in their wealth portfolio, but not all of them flipped houses or became landlords overnight. Some own rental properties, some hold land, some just collect checks through REITs. So before start romanticizing it, try to understand the truth that real estate isn't a magic ATM, because property values can drop. And it dropped harder during the 2008 crash.
This pushed many prospective buyers to the sidelines. The inevitable comparisons of the 2008 housing bubble and predictions of another housing market crash.
The 2008 real estate crash. So what happened is normally we've been seeing about 25 million homes per decade for about the last 4 decades being built.
So despite what the fake gurus say, buying your first rental won't make you rich in 90 days. You'll hustle. You'll deal with tenants, leaks, late night texts, and things they don't show you in those polished reels. But when you zoom out over 10, 20, 30 years, you will see property value always got recovered. And history has taught us that real estate prices always keep rising. Not overnight, not without bumps, but with real patience. Decade after decade, real estate keeps climbing the ladder, quietly and steadily. But you might be thinking that every asset grows with time, right? Then what's so special about real estate?
The real answer is leverage.
Which means you don't need $500,000 to buy a $500,000 house. Wild, right? With leverage, you can control massive assets with just 5 to 20% down payments, and the bank covers the rest. Not because they like you, but because real estate holds weight. It's a real, tangible, cash-flowing thing. So now let's imagine a scenario where you finally buy a property. You saved up, got approved, and signed the papers. Boom, you're in. Now you let your tenant moves in, and their rent. It's covering most of your mortgage. Not all of it. Maybe you're still tossing in a little every month. And at this point, you're thinking, wait, how is this making me money? But here's what's happening in the background. Month after month, that mortgage is getting paid down, partly by you, but mostly by your tenant. And meanwhile, rents don't stay the same. They rise. Always have, historically. In fact, US rents have gone up by almost over 30% since 2009. That means year after year, your rental income increases, but your monthly payment stays the same. And here's another layer that hits harder as time passes. When we try to save money, we're not always consistent. We skip a month, we pull it out, we splurge. But that mortgage, you have to pay it. That pressure from the bank. It's like forced savings. That mortgage due every month keeps you disciplined, which means you're not just paying a bill, you're forcing wealth to build in the background. And the crazy part is, you're doing it with 2 things that aren't even yours: the bank's money and your tenant's rent. That's the real power of real estate. You are building equity with others' people cash every single month. It's slow. It's not sexy. It's not viral, but it works because time is where real estate really compounds. Year 1, you're busy learning, maybe patching walls or calling plumbers. Year 4, you've got rising rents, growing equity, and a fatter net worth. Year 8, now you're looking at serious appreciation, full-on cash flow, and maybe even that magic refinance moment where you pull cash out tax-free to buy the next one. And the fun fact is, even wealthy investors with millions in the bank still use mortgages to buy property, because they understand this game isn't about owning things outright. It's about controlling assets that grow with someone else funding the ride. But you've got to learn how to use it right. If you got struck with bad property, bad location, bad management, you'll surely bleed cash. But smart deals in stable areas with long-term planning, that's where real estate quietly turns ordinary people into millionaires.